Real Country 1430 AM and 107.3 FM WRDN. Brian Winnikins at Commodity Classic. And thank you to our Commodity Classic sponsors, including the Animal Wellness Center of Buffalo Valley, also the Wisconsin Corn Growers Association, Safeforth Auction Services of Mondovi, along with Mycogen Seeds. Matt Carl's our representative serving Northwest Wisconsin. I'm in the John Deere booth. I'm with Ryan Huff. He's with John Deere, of course, Tractor Central, one of our longtime farm sponsors. And we're going to talk about some variable planting systems today, farmers. This is kind of cool. And Ryan, again, thank you for joining us. Well, first, tell us about this system.
It's Xactrate liquid fertilizer system. So fertilizer is not new, but what we're doing here is matching the capability of our electric drive planters. And we're giving you curve compensation, we're giving you rate changes with a liquid fertilizer system that's factory installed.
And so how does this then, it works off of the planter, or is it computer controlled, or how does it work?
Yeah, really all in the above. So it's integrated. So when you say works off the planter, works with the planter. So the idea is as you're going through the field, fertilizer applied at the time of planting. There's a lot of guys very interested in that. The challenge with fertilizer in the past is you really want to get seed in the ground. And so that productivity, the capability of doing fertilizer was a challenge. We've given you a system now that hooks in with a Xactrate fertilizer, factory installed, matches up with Xactamerge. So you mentioned that speed productivity, trying to go maybe 7, 8, 9 miles an hour. We have a fertilizer system that can ramp up and match those speed changes. Curve compensation through the field, so as you're turning, again, it matches the inside to the outside. So anything electric drive planters can do, anything our new Xactamerge planter can do, we've got a fertilizer system that matches up.
Now, in western Wisconsin, we have some very sandy soils, but we have some one field can be sand, and then it turns to clay, and then it turns back to sand, and then it turns to a mixture, all in the same field. Yep. So can this also, for precision type agriculture, I don't need as much nitrogen in this part, but I need a little bit more in that part, or any type of other liquid fertilizer. Is it can it work with a computer to say, okay, we need more here, less there?
Yes, you can set up prescriptions, so we can adjust changes on the go as you cross a waterway, if you have different soil types, different management zones. All that you can do to really dial in a planter, our fertilizer system will match up with that. And the ultimate productivity in the cab through our SeedStar 4, you can make changes on the go. You're in full control. And that's what we want to do with our fertilizer system, was really give you a liquid fertilizer application that matched up with the technology that's been on the planter for some time that we knew we were due on the fertilizer side.
Well, we're going to step out of the shot here because they're going to give us a view of this right now and of how this works. All right, so they're going to turn on the water here.
Brady, go ahead. So we got turn compensation, I mentioned that.
Okay.
Electric drive planter, that fertilizer, the accuracy, yep, the accuracy from the inside to the outside as you make a turn. So you see on the inside on the right, that rate really slow down as the rate on the outside speeds up. And then as my planter turns to the left, again, the inside rows slow down on the fertilizer rate, the outside rows speed up. Same as my seed. My seed population's changing, and I'm matching up that fertilizer to do that also. One more I'll show you. Do the change in speed. So we talk a lot about productivity and planting, and we hear about high-speed planters. High speed is whatever it is in your conditions and where you're at. It might be 6 miles an hour, it might be 8 miles an hour, could be 10. So what we're showing you here is a typical scenario. Turning around on the end of the field, fertilizer shuts off. But the key is I'm at 5 miles an hour as I start, and you see my modulated slow down rate. As I go from 5, and we're going to use a 10 mile an hour scenario here, you can see the rate come back up to match that 10 mile an hour rate that's needed. And that's what our capability is doing, is giving that range from 4 miles an hour to 10 to match up with the capabilities of Xactamerge.
So again, that's it's pretty cool stuff, and you can find out more over at Tractor Central, not with locations in Durand, Mondovi, and also Menominee. And Ryan, again, thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much. Really appreciated it.
Ryan Huff with John Deere. This is Real Country 1430 AM and 107.3 FM WRDN. I'm Brian Winnikins at Commodity Classic.